professors, and all the students present here. Wish you all a very good afternoon. I am Chandra of Semester 6 English Honors, and I will be the host of today's program. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on a special event. Today, we have gathered here to celebrate the 459th birth anniversary of the famous bard of Avon, William Shakespeare. Born in 1564 in Warwickshire, England, Shakespeare is widely considered to be one of the greatest writers of all time. Though his exact birth date is not found, record says that he was baptized at the Holy Trinity Church on 26 April 1564, and today's date is also the same. Back in that time, it was a custom that each newborn child will be baptized 3 days after his birth. So following that custom, we can trace back his birthday to be 23rd April, which is presently celebrated all over the world as his birthday. Shakespeare had immensely contributed to the field of literature with his timeless works. He wrote over 37 plays, 154 sonnets, 2 long narrative poems, as well as many other poems. This year, 2023, also marks the 400 years of the publication of first folio of his plays, which was first published in 1623. His creative use of language, his exploration of themes such as love, family, power, and betrayal, and his ability to examine the human condition in his plays and sonnets are just some of the reasons that make Shakespeare a significant figure in the world of literature. His influence continues to be felt even today, and his works remain an inspiration for generations to come. So, let us come together to pay homage to this remarkable person, to celebrate his life, and to acknowledge his unparalleled contribution to literature. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite our esteemed head of the department, Professor Omika Barua Madam, to deliver the welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Shostik. Very good afternoon to all. On behalf of my department, I welcome you all to celebrating Shakespeare, organized by the Department of English of Brahmananda Keshab College. Actually, National Shakespeare Day is celebrated all over the world on April 23, and we are all here today on 26. We are all ready to celebrate the event in the best possible way we can. Shakespeare has contributed much to the English language. Many of the words in today's times have their origin in Shakespeare's plays and sonnets, and over the years William Shakespeare popularity kept growing in English literature, and now we actually started looking for a day to celebrate his genius too. Today I would like to read few lines which is to actually address this person and the bard of Avon. We are celebrating his day, and we say this is his birthday. So this is not only his birthday, but this is also the birthday of some more, a great deal to be dealt with. This is not a day to celebrate just his birth anniversary, but a great deal more. This is a day to celebrate the birthday of a vast army of living men and women who would live forever with an actuality greater than that of the men and women. This day was born a prince of Denmark who would live forever as the type of man whose mind was secret over with the pale cast of thought, and whose life story was foreshadowed by his appearance from the moment he came before us as a broken glass of a mold of form. On this day was born not only this lasting embodiment of deep insight into life and its problems, but also laughter holding both his sides. And on this day was born Falstaff, who, like one who takes the chair on such an occasion as this, has to be the cause of speaking his others. On this day was born that weaver who felt as out of place among fairies as a lion among was born Macbeth, the type of all who show how the first fall into evil has even men capable of noble thoughts down eventually into the lowest depths. This day was born a certain severe vanity of Padua that is not the vanity of this or that theatrical company, but the constant occasion of merriment among the persons represented in Much Ado About Nothing. This day was born a duke who, exiled from the painted form of his envious court, could utter words teaching what I hold to be a vital truth above all, that nothing is high because it is in a high place, and that nothing is low because it is in a low place. This day was born a villain for whose birth we may not yet be glad, because he was not the ordinary villain of the stage, because Iago is a man who could and did make friends, who could dissect his master's soul without flourishing his scalpel as if it were a walking stick. And on this day was born a fool, not dressed in vestal livery, but dressed in motley, who laid him down and basked him in the sun, and as quoted by the melancholy Jacques, described for all time the qualities, the privileges, and the duties of the satirist, of him who, like this fool, should be so deep contemplative as to make the sage ambitious for a motley end. So this is the day when we are here to celebrate the Bard of Avon, and I hope you will all enjoy it with all possibilities that we have actually tried to put before you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for setting the tone of this momentous occasion. Now I would request our respected principal, Dr. Papia Chakraborty, madam, to share her thoughts with us. Please, ma'am.
Okay. I'm really overwhelmed to see the English department progressing so fast. The students, especially, the same students, I can see the faces I've seen earlier when they were reading their own poems. So today, like Monika Madam has set the tone about all the characters of Shakespeare. So we are all eager to listen to the students who will be presenting their poems here, and I hope the students of all semesters are present here, or else only the sixth semester. All the semesters are present here.
And some PhD students are also
Okay, it's good. Okay, it's good that all others have joined too, and this should go on. We did this program earlier during the pandemic, and that was also a very good event. So after the pandemic, I think this is the second part of celebrating the Shakespeare's birth anniversary. So let us proceed without any further delay. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your golden words. We are honored to have you here with us today. I would now request our IPSC coordinator, Dr. Sheikh Ahmed Hussain sir, to say a few words.
इंग्लिश डिपार्टमेंट के असंख्य धन्यवाद जानाई मंच उपस्थित आছেন অধ্যক্ষ মহাশয় এবং আমাদের টিসিএস ম্যাডাম, উপস্থিত কলিগস এবং ছাত্রছাত্রীরা। গত বছর যখন আমি এপ্রিল মাসে আইপিএসসি কোঅর্ডিনেটরের দায়িত্ব গ্রহণ করি, প্রথম কিন্তু আমার এই প্রোগ্রামটা ছিল, গ্যালারিতে হয়েছিল, এবং সেখানে আমার মনে হয়েছিল একটু মনে ভালো প্রিপারেশনটা একটু বেশি ছিল আর কি। এবং প্রচুর প্রেজেন্টেশন ছিল, অনলাইন প্রেজেন্টেশন ছিল, অফলাইন প্রেজেন্টেশন ছিল চারিদিকে দেওয়ালে, আজকেও আছে, কিন্তু একটু কম মনে হচ্ছে, একটু কম মনে হয়। কিন্তু গতবারে আমরা খুবই এনজয় করেছিলাম, ম্যাডাম তো খুবই আপ্লুত ছিলেন এবং কমেন্টও করেছিলেন আমার একদম ছবির মতো পরিষ্কার। তো ইংরেজি সাহিত্যে শেক্সপিয়ার, বাংলা সাহিত্যে কবি রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর, এগুলো আমাদের জীবনের প্রতিটি পদক্ষেপে, প্রতিটি আবেগে, প্রতিটি অনুভূতিতে আমাদের সঙ্গে বিচরণ করে। বিশেষ করে আমরা যারা বাঙালি, রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর তো আমাদের মানে সবসময় যে কোনো আবেগে, রাগে, দুঃখে, কষ্টে, বেদনায় সবসময় যেন রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত শুনে আমরা একটু নিজেকে একটু আমরা ওর সঙ্গে মিলিয়ে দিতে চেষ্টা করি। আমি গতবারে আমি একটু লিখে প্রিপেয়ার করেছিলাম, মনে আছে। এবারে আমি একটু নিজেও একটু বলেছিলাম অম্বিকাকে যে আমাকে যদি বলতে না বলা হয়, আমি নিজেও একটু ডিস্টার্ব আছি কোনো কারণে, যার ফলে খুব একটা প্রস্তুতিও নিতে পারি।
Good afternoon, everyone. Though I come from an entirely different discipline, I have been asked to say a few words about Shakespeare. It's a daunting task, but I'll make a very humble attempt. Now, we all know that Shakespeare was born on April 23rd, 1564, as Shostika and others have said, in Stratford-on-Avon. Now, we are all conversant with his creation and the enormous impact it has on world literature. But a point can be raised as to why we should study Shakespeare, since relevant themes and meanings have changed with change in history and culture. We discuss Shakespeare. Why? We discuss because he offers a lens into our own world, especially into humanity. He gives a greater sense of value to human life, of how people live, of how people love, and the importance of human relationship than any other writer of his time or any other time. His works have strong themes that run through each piece, themes like love, death, ambition, power, to name a few. Such themes are timeless and relatable. He is vital because his plays present people and situations that are found even today. He plays with light and dark, change of pace, and varying up of light and law. Categorically speaking, as I've already been said, he has contributed to standardization of grammar, spelling, and original words in the English language. With nearly 1,700 words have been contributed by him. However, one must not forget Shakespeare, the poet. He wrote sonnets for a private audience. They were mainly on love, sex, birth, death, beauty, and eternity. So, summing up, it can be said that whenever the focus is on world literature, one cannot but be awestruck by the enormous contribution of this greatest writer of world literature, the Bard of Avon. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your enlightening speech. Now, we move on to the main section of our today's program. I would now like to call the first participant of our today's session, Chandra of semester 4, to present his paper, The Upstart Quote, Shakespeare's View with Robert Greene. Please welcome Chandra with a big round of applause.
A very good afternoon to all my respected teachers and fellow graduates. Today I would like to talk to you about the most intriguing episode in the life of William Shakespeare, one of the greatest writers in the English language. As we gather here today and celebrate the mighty bard of Lincoln's birth anniversary, let us revisit and explore his rivalry with one of his contemporaries in his early career, Robert Greene. Robert Greene was born in 1558 in Norwich, England. He studied at Cambridge and Oxford universities and became a prolific writer of plays, poems, prose fiction, and pamphlets. He was also an honorary known for his extravagant and dissolute lifestyle, which led him to death and poverty. Greene accused Shakespeare of plagiarism, bombast, and arrogance, calling him an upstart crow, beautified without feathers. Greene's attack on Shakespeare appeared in a posthumous work called A Broadsword of Wit, bought with a million of repentance, which was a slim volume of stories and moral advice being wrote as a general confession. In the preface of the text, Greene addressed three fellow playwrights, which we also know as their university wits: Thomas Nash, Christopher Marlowe, and George Peele. He warned them to beware of those puppets that speak from our mouths, meaning the actors who perform their plays. He singled out one actor in particular, whom he did not name, but described as the only Shakespeare in the country, he wrote. Yes, trust them not, for there is an upstart crow, beautified without feathers, that with his tiger's heart, wrapped in a bear's hide, supposes he is well able to bombast out a blank verse as the best of you, and begin an absolute Johannes Crackpower in his own conceit the only Shakespeare in the country. So, this passage contains several clues that identify Shakespeare as the target of Greene's fire. Firstly, the phrase Shakespeare is obviously a pun on Shakespeare's name. Secondly, the line, tiger's heart wrapped in a bear's hide, is a parody of the line from Shakespeare play, The Henry VI Part 3, O tiger's heart wrapped in a woman's hide. And thirdly, the term Johannes Crackpower means Jack of all trades, master of none, implying that Shakespeare was a versatile but mediocre writer who dabbled in various genres. But why did he hate Shakespeare so much? Well, there are several possible reasons, and one of them is professional jealousy. You see, he was a university-educated man who asserted himself as a superior writer and almost discredited Shakespeare, who had no formal education and came from a humble background. Greene had resented William Shakespeare's rising popularity and success as a playwright and writer. Another reason could be personal animosity. Greene was known for his dissolute lifestyle, as we talked about before, and died of fever on September 3, 1592, at the age of 34, from what Thomas Nash called a fateful banquet of Rhenish wine and pickled herring. He may have disliked Shakespeare's more sober and respectable character, perhaps. A third reason is artistic rivalry. Greene may have felt that Shakespeare was stealing his ideas or imitating his style. But some scholars have argued that Shakespeare's early history plays, particularly the first part of the Invention and the true tragedy of Richard Duke of York, which are now also collectively known as the Henry VI plays, were influenced by or adapted from Greene's work. So, the question is, how did Shakespeare react to things himself? Well, we do not know for sure, but we can infer some clues from his works. It could be that he ignored it or shrugged it off. I mean, Shakespeare was not known for engaging in literary quarrels or defending himself against his critics. He may have been confident enough in his own abilities and reputation to disregard Greene's words as mere envy or slander. Another response that he took it as a challenge or a motivation. Shakespeare may have used Greene's criticism as a spur to improve his craft and prove him wrong. There's a scene in his play, The Winter's Tale, where he borrowed the main plot of Greene's prose romance, A Lost Love, changing the ending from a tragic to a happy one. Shakespeare may have seen it as an opportunity to learn from his rivals and incorporate their strengths into his own style, paying tribute to Greene in a more generous way. A third possible response that he retaliated and parodied, mocking Greene criterion for judging someone's quality or value. One could see the certain categories rose, which was admittedly a small one of the word. Another instance is in the Many Wives of Windsor, where Shakespeare created a character named Robert Shallow, the foolish justice of the peace, also being known as the judicial officer, who boasts about his past exploits but is viewed easily by others. Some suggest that Shallow is a caricature of Greece, who had also boasted about his own past adventures in his writings. Some critics have also suggested that the character of ancient Pistol in Henry IV Part 2 and Henry V is a caricature of Greek, or that the sonnet 76, Why is my verse so bad on you night, contains an ironic reference to Greek's accusation of plagiarism. So, as we come to conclusion, Robert Greene's attack on William Shakespeare as an upstart crook is one of the earliest and most famous examples of literary criticism in English history. It reveals the competitive and creative nature of the Elizabethan theatre scene and the personal and professional tensions between writers. Shakespeare's feud with Green illustrates his remarkable ability to deal with his critics and rivals, turning adversity into opportunity. He did not let Green's criticism discourage or diminish him. Instead, he used it as a stimulus to improve himself and his art. Ultimately, Green's insult did not diminish Shakespeare's reputation, but rather added to his mystique and endured legacy as a literary giant as a novel. To prove that Shakespeare was not an upstart crook, but a sovereign hero. Thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon, Principal Ma'am, and the August Assembly of Officers and everybody present to celebrate the birth anniversary of renowned playwright and poet William Shakespeare. I am Dia Goral from 6th semester English Honours. I would like to recite a sonnet by Shakespeare. Thanks to Omnika Ma'am for her fabulous teaching of sonnet number 13. I can remember the online class where every man taught a sonnet, so I can't resist myself to recite a sonnet. When to the sessions of sweet side thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old hopes you will my dear times waste. Then can I drown an eye, unused to view, for precious friends, hid in this deathless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and mourn the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances forgone, and heavily from port to port there over, the sad account of poor bemoaned moan, which I knew paid as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. Thank you all.
That was an excellent recitation, Dia. Thank you. Now I would call Sri Kwarna Yogi of semester 2 to recite another sonnet, sonnet number 17 from Shakespeare, titled Who Will Believe My Verse in Time to Come? A warm applause for her.
A very good afternoon to all my respected teachers, principal, madam, and my seniors. Here I am going to recite a sonnet, sonnet number 17, by William Shakespeare. Who will believe my words in time to come? If it will fill with your most high deserts, though yet heaven knows it is but as a tomb, which hides your life and shows not half your parts. If I would write the beauty of your eyes, and in fresh numbers, number all your breasts,
Subarna. Thank you. Now I would request our Associate Professor Suchita Sarkar Madam to read Jack's speech from Shakespeare's play As You Like It. Please come, ma'am. Big applause for her.
Respected Principal Madam, dear colleagues, and dear students. As we are celebrating William Shakespeare today, I'm going to read out the speech of the character John, who is called Melancholy John, from the play As You Like It. It occurs in the second act, 7th scene of the play. The vanished duke in the forest of Martin, Moreau seeks Jacques' opinion as to what is life today. And this is Jacques' answer. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, merely and puking in the nurse's arms. Then, the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shiny morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then, the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths, and bearded like the bard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cap and line, with eyes severe, and bared of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the knee and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His beautiful pose, well saved, however too wide for his shrunk shack. And his big, manly voice, turning again to a childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and near oblivion. Summer's tea, summer's eyes, summer's taste, summer's everything. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for reading this wonderful speech for us. Now, villains are the most intrinsic part of Shakespeare's tragic and history plays. Dealing with them, Navratra from semester 6 will now present a paper titled Shakespeare and the Villains. So please welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Swastik. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Navratra of 6th semester English Honours, as Swastik said, going to present a paper titled Shakespeare and the Villains. When we watch a movie or read a book, the thing which attracts us the most is the heroism in the hero, right? How our heroes save the people, fight for justice, love the heroines, and despite anything that happens, we always know that our heroes will always win. But for winning the battle, there should be someone to fight against, someone so able that engaged. And we all know, when it comes to the creation of compelling antagonist or protagonist, nobody did it the way William Shakespeare, of course, the father of English literature, did. The role of the villain is seen to have huge impact in Shakespeare's plays, from Iago to Richard III, from Tamora to Lady Macbeth. What makes his villain memorable is that they are not simple personifications of villainy, but multi-layered, complex characters. The bard has spent some of the most dangerous, murderous, usurpers, power-delirious betrayers, and conniving villains in the history of literature who are either just as compelling as his heroes or a step ahead of them, while also being disturbing and brutal figures. For instance, Claudius, the constant thorn in the side of Bard's beloved hero Hamlet, who first murders his brother, marries his wife, and later, when Hamlet begins to suspect Claudius for murdering his father, he devises plan upon plan to kill his nephew. Then how can we forget Othello's second lieutenant, Iago, who sets out to exact revenge on Othello when the latter chooses to promote another officer instead of the former. Not only does he manage to cunningly promote another officer instead to cunningly push Othello into killing Desdemona and then himself, he also kills off his accomplice to hide his evil, as well as his own wife when she reveals truth. Similarly, the brother-in-law of the most honorable Brutus, Cassius, was the key figure involved in Julius Caesar's murder. Driven by jealousy, unimpeded by morality, and willing to manipulate, Cassius convinces Brutus to join him in the plot to assassinate Caesar. He even plans false evidence to convince Brutus to act against Caesar. Now, the interesting thing to note here is that Shakespeare demonstrates that villains are those very intelligent, smart, manipulative, and calculating people whose hearts are loaded with anger, jealousy, and desire for vengeance, but they are able to disguise these feelings and intentions and not only make disastrous plans, but also execute them smoothly. They are shown to be more intelligent than the other noble characters, in some cases, in fact, even more than our so-called heroes. More than sticks and stones, Iago uses the power of carefully selected words to poke at existing holes in Othello's psyche, thereby convincing him of Desdemona's unfaithfulness and Cassius's disloyalty. Lady Macbeth, of course, how can we forget her? She is the brain behind Macbeth's brawn. She shows no hesitation towards plotting murders, even telling her husband, "Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it." Cassius convinces Brutus to join him in the plot to assassinate Caesar in such a way that Brutus truly believes that he is helping the people of Rome by killing Caesar. Despite Shylock being hateful and vengeful towards Antonio, he is able to disguise his intentions as a yearning for a genuine friendship, and by the time he reveals them, Antonio has been trapped and can hardly work towards reversing the situation. Shakespeare brings out the concept of determination, not only in heroes, but even more prominently in villains, who do not stop their advances until their aims are achieved. The construction of Shakespeare's villains shows that he writes his plays based on what he has observed in the real world, as their actions make the audience to question their morality. The characters in his plays tell the stories of real people and what they go through in their daily lives. The characters are not just figments of his imagination, but a notice to readers to pay attention to the world they live in. By general definition, a villain is a truly malicious person who is involved in or devoted to wickedness or crime, and the best of Shakespeare's villains are also power-hungry and ruthless. But there are also complex and sympathetic characters. His villains are not just evil, but sometimes a victim of circumstances that turn them into what they are, and therefore audience and the readers also sympathize with them. From the early stages of Twelfth Night, Malvolio is treated with hate, suspicion, and resentment. He endured a lot of negative experiences, even by the hands of his own family. Thus, slowly he develops into an aggressive character who reigns on every person's palate. Shylock's story is Shakespeare's play, is the story of the Jewish people, humbled and tormented by persecutions. His unapologetic wish to take bloody revenge upon his enemies is gained through deep suffering. The depth and complexity of his character has been revealed over the historical course of time. In Shakespeare's early ultra-violent tragedy Titus Andronicus, Tamora's eldest son is sacrificed to the Roman gods, and she is offered to the emperor's son Saturninus as a slave, and thus she conspires with her lover Aaron and her sons to get revenge. Therefore, Shakespeare largely utilized some of his characters to prove that villains are built partly by the society, and their negative actions may be justified as either efforts to attack or revenge against the treatment received from others in the course of the plays. However, the main and perhaps the only lesson to be learned from Shakespeare's villains is not to repeat one's misdeeds. And for perhaps giving this moral lesson to the audience, Shakespeare, though on one hand tried to justify the villainy of some of his villains, but on the other hand, when Brutus convinces a servant to hold his sword and throws himself upon it, when Goneril and Lady Macbeth were told to be dead and we learn they committed suicide, when Cassius kills himself with his sword and so on, Shakespeare shows that villains are also human beings and the guilt or burden of whatever they did will never let them survive happily even after gaining whatever they wanted to do. And in the end of Claudius by Hamlet, Tamora by Titus Andronicus, Macbeth by Macduff, Richard III by Henry VIII, Edmund by Edgar, and so on, Shakespeare shows that someday or the other, villainy leads to downfall. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Your paper was captivating, Navrata. Thank you. Now we will be calling Chandra of Semester 4 again to recite his self-composed poem Ode to Shakespeare.
The poem that I will be presenting is titled Ode to Shakespeare. O Shakespeare, bard of unmatched renown, whose words doth eternally astound. Thy works, a jewel of England's crown, a legacy of greatness still unbound. From Verona streets to Hamlet's doubt, the human soul thou didst so finely doubt, and in thy words we're still devout, as if thy pen just now had made us proud. In sonnets grand, love's passion without joy, and musings on slight beauty and woe. As timeless now as long ago, their power still doth stir and flow. With Henry's tales of war and strife, and years descent from kingly life, thou didst depict the course of our life.
That was a wonderful paper. We really enjoyed. Now, let's put your hands together for our Professor Lisa Chatterjee, Madam, who will be reciting Shakespeare's sonnet number 18. Please, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to everybody present. Today I'm going to read out one of the very famous poems by William Shakespeare. But before I read it out, just a line or two on the poem, because over here there are many students who have not read it. This poem is dedicated to Shakespeare's friend. He addresses this to a very dear friend of his. Now, who this friend is not definitely cannot be assumed. There are a lot of controversies, speculations as regarding the identity of this friend of Shakespeare, to whom he has devoted 127 sonnets out of the 154 that he wrote. And but whatever it is, he loved his friend, he adored his friend, he idolized his friend in different ways. And this sonnet, sonnet number 18, is one of those poems where he is talking about the peerless beauty of his friend. and he compares his friend's beauty to a summer's day. And over here in India, where we are almost scorched during the summer, might wonder why he is comparing a terrible summer's day to the beauty of his friend whom he adored. But students, you must not confuse Indian summer with an English summer. Summer in England being a temperate country, is very beautiful. It comes after 4-5 months of severe chill and severe temperatures. So the weather becomes beautiful, people can come out and enjoy outdoor activities and life, nature is in full bloom, and therefore Shakespeare compares his friend's beauty to English summer. But then very soon in the poem, as you will see, he goes on to assert that his friend's beauty is far superior than a summer's day, because even a summer's day has got its negative side and has got its faults. And lastly, he ends by immortalizing his friend and the beauty of his friend through his verse. So we admire his confidence that his friend will remain immortal through his poetry, through his verse, and that has remained so. He has succeeded. Even after almost 500 years, we here are reading and getting to know about not only the beauty of his friend, but about the adoration that he had for his friend. It is also a poem on friendship. So now the poem, Sonnet 18, by William Shakespeare, Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds to shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves have all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dim, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death beat thou wondrous in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for reciting this wonderful sonnet for us. Shakespeare is most known for his plays. Therefore, it is expected his birthday celebration will include a play. So moving on to the second section of our program, students from our department will present a play reading of Shakespeare's popular drama, The Merchant of Venice. The participants are Chandra, who will be presenting as Antonio, Devdatto as Bassanio, Anusri as Portia, Navaratra as Duke, another is Papikole as Shylock, Shivayu as the servant, ABMM, and ABMM will be doing the Prince of Morocco and Prince of Aragon, and I will be the anchor as well as the narrator of this drama. So please assemble. The characters present in this play. This is an abridged version taken from compact Shakespeare, and the characters are Antonio, a Venetian merchant who is Bassanio's friend; Bassanio, another Venetian gentleman who is also Portia's suitor; Portia, heiress of Belmont; Shylock, a Jewish moneylender; Prince of Morocco, another Portia's suitor; Prince of Aragon, he is also a Portia's suitor; servant, Portia's servant, and Salarino, Venetian citizen, and there are messenger and Duke. So let's start. Bassanio, A Venetian man is in love with Portia, a beautiful lady of Belmont, but he had no money at that time to reach Belmont. So he comes to his old friend Antonio to borrow money, and here our scene starts. The play stars painter Antonio and Bassanio in a role in Venice. Antonio says,
I hold the world as a stage where every man must play a part. What lady is that who wants to tell you? Good Bassanio, let me know it.
In Belmont is a lady rich, fair, of wondrous virtues. Her name is Portia. Suitors hang on her like golden fleas. Oh Antonio, had I means to mingle with them, I should be fortunate.
My fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money to raise a present sum. Try what my credit can do to furnish me with a Portia. Go where money is to have my trust.
please wait. Now in Belmont enters Portia, wandering in her house in the dawn.
My body is awake. I'm an Indian shows whom I will not refuse whom I must love. So as a living daughter curved by a dead father, I pray over living thing. God made me and gave the blessing past one man. He had neither Latin, French, nor Italian, and I have pure English. A little more stand, a man, and its blessing that east. Set mine on the contract, gospel, I'll be married to a sponge.
Say this. Antonio has no money due to his investments in business. Therefore, he takes him to Shiloh, a Jewish moneylender, who is also Antonio's name. So in our next scene, enter Bassanio, Shiloh, and Antonio. Shiloh says,
Senior Anthony, call me misbeliever, dog, and all for use of that which is my own. Now you read my health. What should I say? Have the dog 3,000 ducats? Or shall I make low and say, dear sir, spend on me? Call the dog for this arranging money?
If thou wilt let you thine enemy. Who, if he break, thou mayst with error face himself and enemy.
How is strong? Forget the shame to stay with. Supply your present funds and take no interest for my months. Go to each one of you. Still there your bond. If you repay me not as expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be a pound of your flesh. Take in what part of your body does it?
I said there's kindness in the Jew. Before this bond expires, I expect return of price 3 times the value of this bond. Yes, Shiloh, I will see not this bond.
Meet me fortune that round. I will go pursue this ducat straight.
Shiloh takes this.
I like not fair terms and a villain's mind.
Portia's father had placed a condition for her marriage. Any suitor who can find her portrait in the 3 caskets at one chance will gain her. So here comes the Prince of Morocco as suitor. Enter the Prince of Morocco and Portia.
Discover the caskets with its moving prints. One of them contains my picture. Choose that, then I am yours.
What is this legend basket? Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. This basket threatens. What is the silver? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. If my estimation enough may not extend to the end, let's say the same in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what will men desire. That's the lady. All the world desires her.
Unlocking a golden casket.
A carrion death that glitters scroll. All that glitters is not gold. What gold is, the suit is gold. Oh shit, I have too grieved a heart. Take the tedious sleep.
Exit. Now Portia says,
Gentle regret.
in the meantime, another suitor comes. Enter the Prince of Aragon.
I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket I choose. Next, if I fail of the right casket, never in life to do a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in my choice, immediately to leave. Fortune to my heart's full, gold, silver, and base slave. What says the golden chest? Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with barbarous multitudes. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. I will assume desert.
Opens the silver casket.
What's here? The portrait of a blinking idiot.
After his failure, Aragorn is, and Portia remarks.
Thus have a kind of saint among.
In the meantime, enters a servant with the news of Bassanio's arrival, who comes to Belmont with Shylock's money, placing Antonio as a guarantor.
Madam, the initial talks.
Come, I want to see Cupid's post that comes so handy.
Excellent. Back in Venice, Saladino and Shylock discusses on Antonio's misfortune. The seats were all laid. Enter Saladino and Shylock.
Do you hear whether Antonio had any loss at sea?
Let him look me gone. He disgraced me, scorned my nation, fooled my friends, hated my enemies. His reason? I was a Jew. Had not the Jew creations, affections, passions as a Christian? If you beat us, do we not bleed? If you rob us, shall we not revenge? If we are in the like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If we are in peace, I will better the instruction.
Exit. Bassanio now comes as a suitor to Portia, trying his luck over the castles. Enter Bassanio and Portia. Portia says,
I could teach you how to choose right, but I am named Portia. So will I never be, but you will make me wish to see that I will be prospered.
Let me choose, as I live upon the rack.
I wait then. If you do love me, you will find it out.
So may our word shows be last themselves. Gaudy gold, food for needles. I will none of thee, nor of thee. Pale grudge between men and man. But thou, neither leave, which chastenest, thy paleness moved me more than elope says.
opening the laden casket.
Fair Portia's counterfeit?
Lord Bassanio, myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted with its will, which when you part from, then it presage the queen of your love.
Madam, when this ring parts from this finger, say Bassanio is dead.
Enter a messenger. He gives Bassanio a letter, and there it came. After reading the letter, his face turns pale with worry. Portia says,
Should contain still the color from Bassanio's cheek, have half yourself, and must really have half of anything this paper brings you.
the letter was from Antonio. Bassanio reads,
Bassanio, my ships all miscarried. My bond to the Jews forfeit. Since in pain it is impossible I should live. All debts are cleared between you and I. If I might but see you at my death.
O love, dispatch all the business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go well, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall ever be guilty of my stay. No respite interposer twixt us twain.
Excellent. As Antonio fails to repay his debt, Shylock, with the power of his bond, wants to get a pound of flesh from his body as a revenge. Enter Shylock, Antonio, and the court. Shylock says,
Still not me of mercy, speak not against my God. Thou callest me a dog before thou hast called. Since I am
Duke shall grant me justice. I will not hear to speak. I will have my vote.
Enter the Duke and Bassanio.
Antonio, I'm sorry. Thou art once my adversary and capable of pity. Shylock, I think thou needest this passion of malice to the last hour. Then thou show mercy.
Why you rather just carry on this? That 3,000 ducats I will not answer. Why is my house in trouble with a rat and I give 10,000 ducats to have it banned?
This is no answer to excuse thy cruelty. For thy 3,000 ducats here is 6.
I would have my bond.
How shalt thou go for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I drink? Drink no not? The cloud of death I demand is mine. If you deny me, fire from your law. I stand for judgment. Shall I have it?
A learned doctor, sent to remind this, come here today.
Why will thy knife so earnestly?
To cut forfeiture from that bankrupt.
Enters Portia, dressed like a doctor of laws.
I'm informed of the cause.
Antonio and Shylock both stand forth.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then mercy should be mercy. The quality of mercy is not speak. It drops as a gentle rain from my head upon the place beneath. Twice placed, it pleases him that gives and him that takes. Mercy seizes justice. Due, though justice be lightly considered in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. I crave the law, the penalty and the forfeit of my bond.
I beseech you, rest one of the law to your authority.
It must not be. It will be recorded for a precedent, and many are ill by the same example keeps rushing the state. Samuel comes to judgment. Let me look upon the law. Lawfully widely the shield may play upon the plate. Here is the merchant's God. Be merciful. Take twice thy money. By the law, proceed to judgment. I stay on my own.
I beseech the court of your judgment.
Thus it is, prepare your bosses. Are there plans here to read their patient? Hacked by some surgeon, Shylock to stop his wounds. If it's a nominated in the bond, it is not in the bond.
Bassanio, farewell. Your friend the prince already pays your death. For the Jew do not deep, who are made present with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. But I would sacrifice all to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife will give you a little thanks for that to care you to make thought. You triple time, pursue sentence. A pound of that some merchant's flesh is fine. Most rightful judge. Time, this won't leave you no drop of blood. The word expressly are pounds of flesh. Take thy pounds, if thou shalt blood, thy result by law confiscate. Pay the
exit dialogue on the new. Bassanio now praises the lawyer and wants to present him with women. Bassanio says,
Worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been acquitted of previous penalties. 3,000 ducats we poke your pains with us. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute.
I will take this ring.
Good sir, my wife made me vow that I should neither sell nor lose it.
If your wife knows how well I deserve the ring, she would not hold out anything but give it to me.
exit Portia. Antonio says,
Bassanio, let his deserving rebel against your wife's commandment.
he exits. Bassanio then sends the ring after the lawyer. Back in Belmont, enters Portia in his room. Enter Bassanio and then Antonio. Portia rebukes Bassanio for giving away his ring. She suspects that he might have given it to a woman. Bassanio says,
If I could add lie onto a fault, I would deny it. But the ring is gone. Sweet Portia, if you did know how unwittingly I left the ring, you would await your displeasure. No woman had it, but a civil doctor that did uphold the life of my friend. Is this wrong? I never more will take an oath with thee.
Antonio feels sad after hearing this and says,
My soul upon the crossing, but your Lord will never more bravely.
Then we is surety, giving this and beating, even better than the other.
Portia gives him a ring, which Bassanio immediately recognizes.
Huh? It is the same I gave the doctor.
Portia says,
Pardon me, Bassanio, for buying this ring. The doctor gave it. You are amazed. You shall find that portion of the doctor. Antonio, I have better news for you. 3 of your advisors are ready to come to party second.
Why you the doctor and I knew you not? You shall be my bedfellow.
Lady, you have given me life and living for my ships are safely up the road.
It is almost mortal. Yet I am sure you are not satisfied of these events at all. Let us go in and we will answer all those questions.
so here all exits and our play comes to an end. Your applause is our inspiration. Now coming to the last section of our program, we have a poster presentation event. This time we have 2 poster presenters. We have 2 poster presenters. One is Shreya Mukherjee from semester 6 English Honors, and Anushree Roy from semester 4. Please take the photographs of both the posters. I would request the participants to say something about their poster. If you please.
Poster about Shakespeare, how he shook the spear of linguistics, especially the English linguistics. So William Shakespeare played a major role in transformation of English language. Many words and phrases were first written down in the spear. Iron modern English language was around 100 years old when Shakespeare was writing this piece. Language is not static but dynamic in nature. As a result, the meaning attached to the certain words change over the time and the context. All major documents were written in Latin, and all over the course of his lifetime, Shakespeare has contributed approximately over 1,700 to 3,000
Shakespeare had a profound impact on poetry and literature in the last century. Even he writes this plays in iambic pentameter. He perfected the blank verse, which became the standard in poetry. Ernest Melville, William Faulkner, Alfred Lord Tennyson, and Charles Dickens were heavily influenced by Shakespeare. Also, Shakespeare's early modern English was the time of the great linguistic change in the English language. One of the changes that he has taken place was the great vowel shift, which changed the pronunciation of long vowels. So I want to end my presentation here, and thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. Now I will request Torusri to say something about her poster.
Good noon, ma'am, and everyone. Today I'm here to talk about my poster, which is about Julius Caesar. I would like to talk about central theme of Julius Caesar. It's central theme that shows how love and friendship can lead to tragedy. This is shown by Brutus's love for Rome, and he loved him so much that he would do anything for his country. And other is Julius Caesar's love for Brutus, his friend. In the play, we see how higher ambition, thrust of power can betray anyone, even if it is your best friend. Brutus is Caesar's best friend, but he betrayed him. Brutus joined hands with Cassius, another enemy of Caesar, who also doesn't want Caesar to be the king of Rome. Brutus, Cassius, and others of conspirators killed Caesar. Brutus himself, that he did not because of, he convinced himself that he because this for the betterment of Rome. In the contrary, if we talk about friendship as a theme, Antony is only a character in this play who is loyal to Caesar. Earlier in the battle between Caesar and Pompey in Spain, he had Caesar by beating enemies. Later on, he even convinced conspirators, those who killed Caesar, to believe him so that he could speak at Caesar's funeral about the conspiration. Even he helped Caesar's wife to get cured of her parents. Thank you.
Thank you, Torusri. Finally, I would request our Associate Professor Dr. Nishikula Gupta Madam to deliver the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon. It's been wonderful sitting through. We've been here for quite some time, and I think there's not been a boring moment at all. It's been wonderful. Before I would go on to deliver the vote of thanks, the formal vote of thanks, there are two things that I would like to talk about. One I had planned, and one happened suddenly. One is I'm going to read a poem, a short poem that I wrote, which has a Shakespeare reference. And the other is a bit of sad news that came in this morning. Professor Arun Kumar Dasgupta, whom many of us who have studied at the University of Calcutta know as AKDG, who had been unwell for some years now, he passed away this morning. He was, I think, in his 80s. But then AKDG is a kind of an icon. And the moment one thinks of Shakespeare, at least when I think of Shakespeare and King Lear, it's always AKDG that comes to mind. And I owe a lot to him. I think quite a bit of the trajectory which my career has taken owes a lot to AKDG. So I thought this would be a nice way to pay homage to him, celebrating Shakespeare, because he and Shakespeare were iconic, were almost synonymous, and AKDG is synonymous with absolutely with Shakespeare and the way he taught Shakespeare
several of us for the English literature community today. The poem that I'll read, very short, it's called Stuck Somewhere. And as many of you were reading, actually, I was thinking of the pandemic and how several of the things, when Dia was talking about quotable quotes, I was reminded of how several things associated with Shakespeare are so much a part of the world that we live in ways that we do not even understand. For instance, I do remember during the pandemic when we were told to wash our hands, there were a lot of quotations and memes which had to do with, little water cures us of this deed. So here is a poem called Stuck Somewhere. As I sit down to write, words refuse to flow. They are stuck. There is so much to say. They are stuck in the throat, in the gut, somewhere I know not. Weighing heavily, troubling at times. They are stuck, like almonds stuck in Macbeth's parched throat. Thank you. Now to the formal vote of thanks, I would like, we usually thank the principal first, because without her encouragement and support, we would not have been able to arrange this event. Thanks are due to the IPPC coordinator, Dr. Ahmed Hussain, for taking time and coming and speaking to us. I would like to thank the Teachers Council Secretary, Shushmita Haldar, a dear friend and a dear friend of the department, for taking all the trouble in speaking to us and being with us, and she's been here throughout. I mean, she went out because she had work, but she came back. And thank you so much, Shushmita, for that. I would like to thank all the students who actually read today, who participated. I think this is very important because almost everyone chose what they would do, what poem they were going to read. Someone wrote a poem specifically for this occasion, and they did all of it by themselves. We had no role at all, including, I mean, Dia mentioned I edited her paper. That's the only thing I did. I just read the 3 papers. But everything, right from deciding on the topic, what is going to be the content of the paper, everything has been done by the students. Also the play reading is, I think they do deserve a big round of applause. And I'm very happy to see not just the regular faces, but new faces coming up and reading. I think that is a big achievement today, because the principal madam noted we have the same faces, but this time we do have new faces as well. And I'm delighted to have someone from the second semester read. This is the first time that we had participation from the second semester, and I hope you see it's not difficult, right? And if you are stuck somewhere, we'll always help out. So it's delightful to see the second semester participate. Also the play reading, the decision as to the fact that they would like to read a play, the choice of the play, the working out on everything. Of course, me and Ombika ma'am, we just came in today in the morning suddenly when we realized that there were 2 people short. But apart from the morning appearance, we had absolutely nothing to do with the play either. So I think that is really commendable. Everything has been done by the students. I also need to thank both the poster presenters, both the 2 of them who have created these posters. Even here, we had absolutely no role to play. It is they who have decided what the theme is going to be and how they're going to go with it. And I would ask whoever is around to remove these 2 posters and to please put it up on that big notice board just opposite room 212, so that everybody could have a look, and so that we have it on display till someone removes it or asks us to remove it. So a big round of applause to all our students. I really hope that this is encouragement to the others who have been listening. I also need to thank several of you who have been standing with your mobiles all throughout, clicking photographs, clicking videos, doing video recording. So thank you very much. You're an integral part of the entire program. I also need to thank the several people, many of them from the second semesters, who actually helped us arrange quite a bit. And of course, a program would be incomplete without an audience. So thank you for this wonderful audience of all the 3 semesters, all the teachers who have been part. A big thank you to the entire college for always being there and supporting us in everything that we do. A thank you also to our librarian. I would also like to thank the non-teaching staff of the college, because we all work as a team and it's impossible for all of us to make things happen if we are not together. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my departmental colleagues and Omrika, the head of the department, for coming up, for deciding to come together, because I think we need to go beyond the syllabus and just beyond classroom teaching. And earlier years when we celebrated Shakespeare, we didn't have so much of paper presentations. We usually had only paper poem readings or play readings. But I was more than happy to see people reading papers. So this is really wonderful, and I should tell you that excepting the 2 plays of Shakespeare that they read, Twelfth Night and Macbeth, the rest of the plays they don't read as part of their syllabus. So whatever they have done, Julius Caesar is not part of the syllabus, neither was Merchant of Venice a part of their syllabus. So this is really very, very inspiring and commendable to see students go beyond the syllabus and try to figure out things for themselves. So thank you very much. So we come to the end of this program. Oh yes, how could I forget Shakespeare? Right, he's been a wonderful anchor. He's been a late discovery actually, but he's been a wonderful anchor who meticulously works on the script. And I need to tell you, this is the second time I have corrected his script. There were no corrections to be done actually. I just read his script. So he does it very, very meticulously. Of course, he sent it in the last minute, but that's because of various other issues. But big thank you to Shostik for doing such a commendable job in the last event and this as well. And I hope that after the 6 semesters leave the college, many of them will have fond memories of this. Many of you will come back. And I hope the 4th semesters and the 2nd semesters will carry the torch, so to speak, forward. So thank you very much. Just one bit of information. After all is over, this room has to be arranged the way it was when you came here. Right? Oh yes. And also Shostik needs to be thanked for the sound systems. He who has brought it. Oh, he's also made it. So you see, so we literature people are not dissociated from technology. Right? So yeah, so he has done everything. So thank you, Shostik. Right. Thank you so much. And as I said, Team English works. You can play. Say two. Could we have two photographs, please? Could we have two?